Jupiter, the giant of our solar system, a swirling mass of storms, colors, and secrets. You look at it through a telescope and it feels alive, like it's thinking. But here's the real question. Is Jupiter truly a planet or a star that just couldn't make it? Let's rewind time. Billions of years ago, the solar system was chaos. Dust, gas, and debris all spinning around a young, fiery sun. Out of that madness, the planets were born, including a colossal ball of gas that started to grow fast. That was Jupiter, and it grew big, way too big. In fact, Jupiter is more than twice as massive as all the other planets combined. That's not a planet trying to fit in, that's a planet trying to dominate. But here's where things get interesting. Jupiter's composition, mostly hydrogen and helium, is almost identical to the Sun's. Same ingredients, just less of them. If Jupiter had been about 80 times heavier, it would have had enough pressure in its core to ignite nuclear fusion, the process that powers stars. Imagine that. Our solar system could have had two suns. Earth's skies would glow under a dim second star, and everything about life here would be different. But Jupiter fell short. It had the recipe, but not the fire. A star that never lit, a failed star. But does that make it any less powerful? Not really. Jupiter still rules this system like a silent guardian. Its massive gravity shapes everything. It controls the orbits of comets, pulls in stray asteroids, and even protects Earth more than we realize. Scientists call it the cosmic shield because without Jupiter's gravity, many deadly space rocks would have slammed into us by now. In a way, we owe existence to this giant that never became a star. Still, Jupiter acts weirdly star-like. It emits its own light not by fusion, but by leftover heat from its violent birth. It glows faintly in infrared, like an ember that refuses to cool down. It spins faster than any other planet, completing one rotation in less than 10 hours. That's insane for something over 140,000 kilometers wide. That speed stretches it, making it bulge at the equator like it's trying to break out of its own skin. And then there's the Great Red Spot, a storm larger than Earth, raging for at least 400 years. No one knows exactly how it started or when it landed. Some scientists think it might shrink and vanish. Others say it could outlive us all. Either way, Jupiter's atmosphere is a nightmare of chaos ammonia clouds. Lightning 1,000 times stronger than ours. Winds screaming at hundreds of kilometers per hour. It's not a planet you could ever land on. There's no solid surface waiting below the clouds, just endless layers of gas and pressure so intense it could crush a spacecraft, like a soda can. So if Jupiter isn't quite a planet, and not really a star, what is it then? A middle child of the universe? A cosmic in-between? Some astronomers call it a brown dwarf candidate. Others reject that idea, saying it's still just a planet, albeit a monstrous one. But definitions don't always capture reality. Maybe Jupiter is something else entirely, something unique, something that reminds us that the universe doesn't always care about categories. Now think about this: what if Jupiter had become a star? What if fusion had ignited in its core? Earth's story would have been rewritten. The second sun fainter and redder than our main one would have turned now. Nights into glowing twilights. Our orbit might have shifted. Maybe life as we know it wouldn't even exist. Or maybe, somewhere else in this binary solar system, life could have evolved differently under the warmth of two suns instead of one. But even as it stands, Jupiter influences everything around it. Its moons alone could each be a world worth exploring. Take Europa, an ice-covered moon hiding a liquid ocean beneath. Scientists believe it might have all the conditions for life. Or Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system, even bigger than Mercury. And Io, volcanic, angry, constantly reshaped by Jupiter's pull. Each of these moons tells a different story, or revolving around a failed star that still commands attention. And deep within Jupiter's core lies another mystery. We don't really know what's inside. Is there a rocky heart at the center, or is it just metallic hydrogen, swirling endlessly under impossible pressure. Every mission we've sent Galileo, Juno gets us closer, but Jupiter keeps its secrets tight. Its magnetic field is 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. It's so vast it actually affects the solar wind, creating radiation belts that could fry electronics in seconds. A failed star, yes, but one that still flexes its power across millions of kilometers. In a way, Jupiter's story is about potential. It could have been something else, but what it became instead shaped our entire solar system. Without Jupiter, the asteroid belt might have formed into another planet. Without Jupiter's gravity, the early solar system could have been a mess of collisions and chaos. Maybe we owe our peaceful little corner of space to this giant that failed to shine. So, maybe the term failed star isn't fair, because failure means something went wrong. But in Jupiter's case, everything went perfectly right. It didn't need to burn to change the universe around it. It didn't need to shine to rule. It just existed, massive and silent, shaping destiny through sheer gravity. So the next time you look up at the night sky and think about stars, remember Jupiter. The one that almost made it. The one that could have been a second sun. A reminder that even in the universe, not every story needs fire to be bright. This is Stardust Stories, where every planet has a past, and every silence has meaning.